Hello and welcome back to another one of my simple meal videos. Today's is a little bit more on the fly. It's just what I made for dinner. I made a simple vermicelli noodle and it's topped with shrimp and veg. Now what you saw on the board is basically all you'll need. We buy our peppers in bulk and freeze them ourselves, so I took some of those out of the freezer. I took a chunk of onion out of the fridge. You'll need half a lemon. I use MSG, black pepper, soy sauce, and oyster sauce. You'll need a little bit of cornstarch. I didn't show that, but you will need a little bit of it. And then about 300 grams or about 2/3 of a pound of shrimp of your choice. I used jumbo ones for mine, which is a 16-20 count. Now this is a little bit more of a natural video for me. I came home and I figured let's shoot what I'm making for dinner tonight. This is something that you can quite literally start with everything frozen and still be done cooking within about 30 minutes or so. I didn't bother showing all the prep work this time because that's in all my other videos, and if you want to see me cutting a bunch of stuff, go check out any of my other videos. What you want to do is put a bit of oil in the pan, start by sauteing the onions a little bit to bring out some of the sweetness in them. Now I mixed my pepper and MSG together prior, just for ease of the video. Normally I wouldn't, I would just kind of sprinkle as needed. You want to season the shrimp a little bit, toss them in the seasoning. Season your onions just a little bit. You'll also season the peppers once you put them in as well, so don't use too much. I don't have a great idea of measurements on this one. I'll put a rough idea in the description. I didn't put it at the end of the video like I normally would. When you do get to the point for making the sauce to go in, I'll try and explain it as best I can. I kind of just did it on the fly, like I said again. Now this is something for the shrimp. You can pull the bag out of the freezer and cold water defrost them, and it takes less than 10 minutes. If you're using smaller shrimp, it's even faster. I just happen to have a bag of these sitting in the freezer at the moment. Add your peppers after your onions are a little bit browned. Make sure you season as you go, of course. Now, obviously I'm using chopsticks. You don't have to. I just find them the easiest way to cook for me. Now I'm going to start doing the sauce here, and what you'll want is just to take a measuring cup or something like that, and you'll want to pour probably about 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. You'll add about a teaspoon and a half of cornstarch and a splash of water. And I say a splash because I didn't measure, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that it's probably about another 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. And then you just want to give it a quick mix up. Make sure all the cornstarch is incorporated. I also forgot, I did add a little bit of broccoli into this. You do the broccoli essentially at the same time as you throw the shrimp in. You add half a lemon to your sauce mixture. Now, if you've got a lemon juicer, go ahead and use that. I just do it by hand. Now, you should have a decent char on your veg at this point. This isn't in real time, so make sure, take your time doing this. Having the char, though, adds a lot of flavor to this dish. Bring your broccoli up close. Add your shrimp. Now, you can obviously substitute. You can use chicken if you've got it out, but I find that shrimp just thaw the fastest, so this was the quickest way for me to have dinner. Now, there's no need to add more seasoning because you already seasoned your shrimp in their dish. Then what you want to do is pour on your sauce. Now, the reason I don't pour on everything is just because I wasn't sure if I made a little bit too much this time, as you'll see in a second here. Not that I saved much, but it was more of just in case, and you can right away start to see it thicken up a little bit. I add the rest because I like the sauce. It's really tasty. And then all you want to do is lid it after you put your broccoli on. And this process takes 3 to 5 minutes tops, especially if you use larger shrimp, it'll take that long. If you use smaller shrimp, do this step with only the broccoli first, and then add your shrimp for about 90 seconds maximum. Otherwise, they're going to be rubber. At this point, get your kettle on. And for me, I wasn't super hungry today, so I just made one bundle of these noodles. They're so convenient, and the method of cooking them is super simple. Now, if you have chili oil, I like it. This is my homemade one. It's my Szechuan chili oil. Once your water's boiling, you'll end up adding it to the noodles, but this is what your dish will look like at the end of its cooking, and then you'll just want to remove it from the heat. Now, like I said, just add hot water up. This takes about 5 to 6 minutes. It's very quick. You don't want to boil these noodles. You'll overcook them. It just go with the process. Takes almost no time at all. After the noodles are done, strain them off very well so that there's not a bunch of excess water in your bowl. Now, if anybody is curious in the future of how I make my chili oil, I'd be glad to make a video. I don't make it very often though, and I just made it recently again. But I'm more than happy to make it if anybody wants to see it. It is a little bit of a labor of love though. Then transfer your noodles over to your dish and top it with the finished product in the pan. Now, like I said, this was for 2 people, so I didn't make a large portion of anything. Now, I put a little bit of my chili oil on top. You don't have to do this. The oil I made this time is incredibly hot and numbing. The Szechuan peppercorn does that. It's not so much hot, it's just very, very numbing. But that's basically the dish. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.